This news update is brought to you by This is the Noon Barbados Today update for Monday, July the 21st, 2014. I'm Emmanuel Joseph. A warm welcome to you. A fresh warning today about the future of the Barbados economy. President of the Barbados Economic Society, Jeremy Stevens, says Barbados must begin exporting in a serious manner to generate more U.S. currency. He notes that government could face a $300 million shortfall in the next fiscal year, which would cause it to borrow more to survive and to ensure the central bank maintains the peg to the U.S. currency. And the Economic Society boss is recommending that the government deepen trade with China as well.
China is now taking a step further, which I think the government of Barbados should take advantage of, considering our relationships with China. And it is that China has decided within the Asian group or Asian bloc to start doing international trade, say with Korea, say with Japan, say with Indonesia, Philippines, not in US dollars, but UN or renminbi, which is their currency. That opens up a lot of opportunity, not just for trade without US dollars, and there's a lot more far-reaching implications for us here in terms of that, in terms of doing business in Asia with US dollars as a result.
Stephen was speaking at the Democratic Labour Party St. James South Branch meeting last evening. Now, the opposition is not giving up in its fight to have the controversial municipal solid waste tax removed. This as opposition leader Mia Motley signals her party's intentions to take to the streets on Thursday to protest the levy. Addressing a mass rally last night, Motley told supporters that the protest march will lead to government headquarters, where a letter of complaints of the people will be delivered to Prime Minister Francis Stewart. Last week, the government slashed the levy for agricultural landowners in half and waived it for pensioners whose improved property value is $190,000 or less. The deadline was also extended to December 31st for all taxpayers. But Motley is adamant that this is not enough.
I shall walk from Parliament where I sit to government headquarters where this government cabinet sits. I shall walk as your leader of the opposition to deliver to the Prime Minister a letter setting out what we have heard from you in the last 3 weeks as we moved across the country, as we held town hall meetings, as we held spot meetings. And we will tell him in unison the country is speaking. They want the tax repealed.
1 week after a petition was launched to pressure the Ministry of Education to reopen the Society Primary School, more than 500 signatures have been gathered. And Attorney-at-Law David Commission, who's been leading the initiative, says that's just the beginning. He says the effort has also been receiving strong support from abroad as former students offer to help. Commission told concerned parents, students, old scholars at a meeting at Holy Cross Anglican Church last evening that the petition is expected to be handed to government officials by month end to give the ministry enough time to correct its error.
It says to me that the decision to close this school was not properly thought out. It was not properly thought out, and I think we are actually doing the Ministry of Education a great service by giving them an opportunity to rethink this, to revisit this decision, and I trust to reverse it.
There's regional and international news after this short break.
Hey, I'm Charlie, the customer at Don Search on the Alpha for Papa, the original Batman, Captain O, Small B, Small F for short. You call me Alpha. what? This is a Nirvana experience. I am feeling perfect happiness, pure joy, and this is bliss. Because Barbados today, in association with Wednesday 2000, presents Tales of Nirvana. Yes, listen to me. Why? Because Wednesday 2000, the band is Nirvana. This is gov't, the 2040 experience. And what they want you to do, if you believe that you know what Nirvana is, and you can get more Nirvana than me, you have more perfect happiness than me, more pure joy than me, more bliss than me, take a 60-second video, upload it to Tales of Nirvana at BarbadosToday.bb. Yes, and they will upload it to Facebook. People will like it or don't like it, but I know you want them to like it, and you can win 2 costumes for Wednesday 2014, which is Nirvana. This is gov't, the 2040 experience. Hey, for further information, log on to www.BarbadosToday.bb. You hear me? www.BarbadosToday.bb. Nirvana, Nirvana, Nirvana.
To Guyana now, where police are investigating the murder-suicide of 3 people. A 31-year-old man allegedly killed himself after confessing to murdering 2 homosexuals. According to reports, Samuel Bristol died at the Georgetown Hospital after dousing himself with gasoline and setting his body on fire outside the border post office. The 2 homosexual sex workers were stabbed to death in the early hours of Sunday, allegedly by Bristol, who was apparently rejected by another lover. And finally, on the international scene, U.S. President Barack Obama is accusing Russia of supplying anti-aircraft equipment to rebels and training the same group which has been blamed for shooting down Malaysian Flight 17, killing near 300 on board. Obama's comments come as authorities examine the bodies of those who perished.
Russia has extraordinary influence over these separatists. No one denies that. Russia has urged them on. Russia has trained them. We know that Russia has armed them with military equipment and weapons, including anti-aircraft weapons. Key separatist leaders are Russian citizens. So, given its direct influence over the separatists, Russia, and President Putin in particular, has direct responsibility to compel them to cooperate with the investigation. That is the least that they can do.
That's our noon update, but you can join us again at 6 p.m. Until then, log on to www.BarbadosToday.bb, subscribe to our e-paper or like us on Facebook to get more news and sports. I'm Emmanuel Joseph. Have a great day.
This news update is brought to you by...
Hi, I'm Red Plastic Bag. Anyone who knows me knows I don't like cold. Sunshine reigns in my country. I love it.
Sun power.